Tim and Josh Show, starring Josh and Tim, and it's starting right now.
Welcome, Finn, to the podcast. Josh says hello. He's not here today, but he says hello.
Hello to Josh and hello to you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being willing to be on the show. So, how did you get started with your channel? And just for those who are just listening in who might not be familiar with the ultimate unofficial VeggieTales channel, maybe kind of give them a brief synopsis of what your channel is.
Back in, 2022? Goodness, well, a long time ago, I wanted to get all the full shows up on YouTube in order because I'd seen other people doing that. They would upload the full series to YouTube, but it was kind of spotty. There'd be some episodes available here and others available on that channel, and I'm like, I kind of want to pull them all and put them on one page because at that time they let you do that, and I don't know why. But the people who owned VeggieTales had no issue with it. They'd claim the whole thing. They'd run ad revenue on it. No issue. Yeah, so I was just putting up the full shows and uploading clips and songs and whatnot. At that point, the VeggieTales show was coming out on TBN. I had access to that, so I would grab clips from that and share it with people. It was really just a re-upload channel, really. I was just sharing stuff that you've probably seen before. After a little while of doing that, well, for one, maybe a year into doing that, they blocked all the full episodes. They quit allowing that. They were okay with it for a while, then they took them all down.
I'm surprised they were okay with the full episodes at any point.
It was really, yeah, they were all over YouTube, man. Like, maybe 15 different channels were archiving them all, and I just kind of became one of those channels.
But your channel has now taken a different turn. Now you actually have some original content, so...
Oh, completely, yeah. So after they took down all the full shows, I kind of thought, you know what? I don't really need to be uploading clips and songs and whatnot. People have seen all this stuff. I have a passion for these characters and for this franchise, but I feel like me just uploading stuff other people have already uploaded and made isn't really... it wasn't satisfying to me after a while, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I had about 1,000 followers at that point, and I'm like, well, I've got a page now. I've got some people who watch the stuff I put up. Let me make, an original thing with these characters I like. And my first thought was, why not a podcast? There's no copyright issue with a podcast. I can talk about all my thoughts. I can talk about my channel and what I'm doing. So I started that, and after about 120, 130 episodes, I got Phil Vischer on.
I have some VeggieTales news I'm wanting to get your perspective on really quick.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts concerning the Larry Boy movie supposedly coming out in 2026?
Oh, boy.
I know that's a big can of worms, but...
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I have quite a few thoughts on that, actually. For one, I'm happy to see new VeggieTales content. We'll start with the positives. The show is very special to me, obviously, always has been. Getting a VeggieTales movie in theaters in the year of our Lord 2026 is a crazy thought.
Yeah.
They haven't had one, 2008 now. So I'm kind of shocked. I think my initial thought when I heard about it was just, I don't believe that, no way. Then I looked into it and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're actually making that.
Man.
So I was hesitant but excited. Then I talked to Phil, and I think after that I'm more hesitant than anything. Knowing that he likely will have no involvement is a bummer. But then I found out Mike is on the team, doing the voice and maybe doing writing too.
Really? I didn't know that
Yeah,
Mike was on it.
He's got major involvement, and I'm thinking, well, okay. But now I'm trying to think of what it would be like to have Larry Boy played by Mike and then Alfred played by, some other actor who isn't Phil Vischer. It'll be weird.
Oh.
But all that aside, at that point I'm thinking we might not have Phil involved, which I can't stand. By all means, he should be involved. He's definitely been screwed over.
Yeah, that was one of my other questions was, what are your thoughts on how Universal Studios has treated Phil Vischer?
It isn't really Universal. He told me it was actually one individual in charge of Big Idea in the brand who doesn't seem to like him and doesn't want him involved. And I thought it was Universal too, because you would think it would be the big corporation trying to, but I don't think Universal even cares about VeggieTales. I'm pretty sure the issue comes down to the head of the sub company, unfortunately. But not good at all. No, I feel terrible for him. Just knowing that Phil's right there, available to do it, and they haven't reached out and talked to him is kind of,
It's pretty disrespectful. What do you think would come out afterwards? So let's say the Larry Boy movie has come out. Do you think there will be any VeggieTales movies to ever come out afterwards? Or do you think that's the final stroke?
I think it would depend on how well it does. And if the previous VeggieTales movie gives us any idea, then could be in a tricky place. But then again, Larry Boy is a brand in and of itself. You've got
Right.
VeggieTales and you've got Larry Boy. And, I think the fact they're picking such a marketable brand to make the movie about, I don't know. I think the Christian movie market is in a good place right now with, what was it called? King of Kings, right?
Did that flop? I thought
that did fantastic. No, that did really well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they exponentially well. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, okay.
I definitely wasn't expecting it. Yeah. Oh, and I feel like seeing that, and we've got a friend. I've got a friend in the VeggieTales server, Armando. Right. Shout out to Armando. But he's been all over that. He's been keeping an eye on it, and he's been keeping us updated on King of Kings. I think if King of Kings can do that well, I think Larry Boy has a shot of doing well too. And I think if it does do well, they will probably make more movies. And I think if it doesn't do well, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if they finally laid the brand to rest. But here's to hoping that doesn't happen.
I just hope that woman, I don't know who it is, that one individual crawls back to Phil Vischer and just gets him involved in the last minute. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I have a hard time seeing that happening. But okay, so what are your thoughts on the Phil and Mike show?
I'm real excited for that. I'm very excited for that. I think any way that we can support Phil and Mike, beyond VeggieTales, a lot of fans will get stuck on, VeggieTales and VeggieTales only, has to be VeggieTales. But I feel like if the heart and soul of Phil and Mike and Kurt and the people behind Lisa, obviously the people behind the show who made it what it is, if they're behind a new show, I think it can be just as good, maybe even better than classic VeggieTales. I think we have the people in charge who made VeggieTales so special, and to me, VeggieTales is more than a brand. VeggieTales is the team of people who made it. So I'm really excited. Another thing about the Phil and Mike show versus the Larry Boy movie, and I hate to speak too hastily without knowing for sure, but Kingstone, who's in charge of the animation for the Larry Boy movie, they've gone on record saying they're experimenting with AI animation.
No.
Which
really?
I can't stand. Yeah. AI animation.
Oh, no.
Allegedly a lot of Christian nationalism stuff going on in there too, which I know Phil is probably grinding his teeth. I know he can't stand that. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on at Kingstone. And I hate to speak, they're a small company. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but there is an interview I watched with, I believe, the CEO, and he was like, yeah, we're working on AI animation right now. And there was a meeting, leaked images or photographs from a meeting with Mike and Leslie Farrell and a few other people from Big Idea were at that meeting, and they had an AI-generated image of a new character on the screen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so depending on how much AI plays into the Larry Boy movie, I mean, I'd go Phil and Mike show any day, because Phil is actually animating that by hand. He modeled the characters, he's making the animation.
Is he actually doing animation himself?
Yeah. He's doing all that, yeah. He's doing, what did he call it? Keyframe type stuff, where he's like animating it by, I guess, recording his screen and picking the keyframes to make it kind of stop motiony. I'm not entirely clear on how he's doing it, but he's definitely doing it himself. He made the whole teaser himself.
Really? I did not know that.
I'd be more apt to support that than, an AI animated movie. Even with Larry Boy, having his name on the movie, AI kind of takes away the passion, the human vision.
Oh, most definitely. It just makes it soulless. Wasn't it that one movie that just came out, Electric State, that everybody hated? I don't know if you know anything about that, but I know they used AI for some of it, and people hated it.
No, I haven't seen that, but I can't stand that. But then again, we don't know yet. Maybe they were experimenting with a different movie. I just, in my mind, I'm thinking the Larry Boy movie has got to be the biggest movie Kingstone has worked on. They're a new company, and VeggieTales is a huge brand. And if they're talking about, working with Universal to make a movie, probably talking about Larry Boy. And then if they're talking about AI animation for that movie, I'm led to believe they're talking about Larry Boy, unfortunately. Time will tell.
That made my expectations for the movie drop. I might boycott it, I don't know. Just based off AI alone, even.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so do you know when they're going to release the Phil and Mike show? Do you know anything about that? Is it still in production? Because I saw it on...
In December, he said it was still being worked on. I think he really got into it in December.
Okay.
Yeah, so, he still has a section up on his website discussing it. And, back in December, he said he was working on it, so fingers crossed.
Okay. this is one of the more meatier questions concerning it. This is for an opinion. So for all the Phil Vischer related shows, like besides mainstream VeggieTales, like 321 Penguins, The Cartoon Adventures of Larry Boy, What's in the Bible, VeggieTales in the House, VeggieTales in the City, The Mr. Phil Show, The VeggieTales Show, where would you rank all those shows, like from best to worst, in your opinion?
Ooh, a lot of people will hate me. I really, really enjoy the Netflix show. I'm going to be for real.
No.
I do like it. I find it very funny.
No, really? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I think if I had to, I don't know, classic 321 Penguins, like the original VHS of 321 Penguins before they became, a TV show. The original Penguins are pretty darn funny. I love the Larry Boy Cartoon Adventures. The VeggieTales show was a mixed bag. I really like it, but I think I was more entertained by, Larry Boy cartoons and 321 Penguins probably. Gosh, ranking them is tough though, because I think I pretty much like them all. Buck Denver's always good. You can't go wrong with Buck Denver. Gosh, maybe right now, my opinion, it changes and it fluctuates, but I think if right now I had to pick a favorite, maybe the Larry Boy Cartoon Adventures would be number one right now.
Really? I just rewatched those. That's interesting. That's your number one.
Aside from, OG VeggieTales 93 to 2015. Yeah, probably Larry Boy. But you could ask me a year from now and that could have changed.
Could I share a little bit of my ranking a little bit?
Yes, please do.
I haven't seen all of the Mr. Phil show or the VeggieTales show, so I can't give it. But if I ranking it from bottom to up, I would probably say VeggieTales in the City, VeggieTales in the House, The Cartoon Adventures of Larry Boy, 321 Penguins, and then What's in the Bible in terms of all those.
Good ranking.
Yeah. I feel a little like that's not a personal attack. I know. I'm surprised you like the Netflix show.
I find it funny. I really do.
I'm so shocked right now, but it's okay. That's okay. We already kind of touched on this question again, but I'll just rehash it a little bit to get a more specific answer. Do you think that Phil will one day get creative control of VeggieTales again? Or do you think that ship has sailed?
Would I like him to? Definitely.
Yeah.
Do I think that will happen? No.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to play some violin music right here. But probably not. But it's hard because I'm rereading for like the third time Phil Vischer's book right now. I haven't read... Oh, my goodness. It's good. It's a very heart-wrenching book. Have you read it?
I have.
I thought so. It's a banger. It's one of my favorite books, just in general. But that's so sad. Okay, you find a lot of lost media for your channel. How do you do that? You find the lost songs. You find these live shows. What's your method? How do you find it?
A magician can't reveal all of his tricks. I can't say too much.
Oh, no.
Because some of them are... it can be real tricky. Tornado Hunters was purposely buried twice by the company. They didn't want that out. 2011, it was meant to go out with Popstar, then they buried it. But now we're not putting that out. And then with Robin Good, it was meant to go out. They buried it again.
My goodness.
And they've had all the opportunity to put it out over the years, so they were never going to do it. And I think they probably didn't want it out. So getting that out was real tricky, and I definitely can't get too deep into that. It was legal, I'll say that. I was, dancing on a gray line, but, it was an interesting method. There was a lot to it, but I'm not sure I should really get too deep into it.
No, okay, that makes sense. I get you. But for those who don't know what Tornado Hunters is, it's a deleted silly song that, like you just said, was supposed to come out in Popstar. And I actually find it really funny. I woke up this morning because I just watched it last night. And I was singing it to my wife. Tornado hunters are we, tornadoes hunters are we. It's so interesting seeing that trio together. You never see Jimmy Gord, Mr. Nezzer, and Larry the Cucumber together. I
know, what a weird pairing.
I know, but I love it because it's so unique. But it was interesting because, like I said, I was rereading Phil Vischer's autobiography, and he was talking about how when he was at Bible college, that him and Mike would go be tornado hunters, and they would throw toilet paper rolls and stuff and talk about like trying to catch tornadoes jokingly. So it's interesting seeing like, oh, is that the origin of that idea of that deleted song?
Yeah, that was a cool one to get back out there. I cared about that for a long time.
How long have you had it?
Oh boy, not too long. Whenever I really locked in and made it happen, it wasn't too long. But there was actually that was back in, October, September, October. there was a really big hurricane.
Oh,
and I wish I
right.
could remember the name of the hurricane, but it was a huge hurricane, really big deal, devastating. And, kind of similar to why they didn't put it out at first. They were like, we have to, wait until it would be appropriate to put out. When I got the song, it was at a time where there were tornadoes striking down all over the country, and it was devastating and fatal. I'm going to hold off a little bit. I'm going to wait just a little bit before putting it out. Same reason they waited before, and it kind of felt like it came full circle, but it seemed like the appropriate thing to do.
People have received it well now that it's come out. They were like, "Oh, it's funny."
Yeah, people seem okay with it. And at the end of the day, I didn't make it. If they were mad, they wouldn't be mad at me. But yeah, I haven't heard anybody get angry about it.
Okay, so next question: what are some of your favorite vintage VeggieTale relics that you have?
Yeah, I've got the mail-in tape from 1994, both of them. Not the original 500 copy tape.
Oh my gosh.
I have two of the mail-in tapes where you'd have to send out to get it. It wasn't sold in stores, was my understanding.
Oh my gosh. How did you get that? Are you able to reveal that? Or
one was on eBay, actually. My friend Joe linked me the lot on eBay.
Oh my gosh.
Snagged it on eBay. And then the 1994 one actually came from John Troust, who is a VeggieTales crew member. If you're not familiar with the name, definitely look him up. He did a lot of work on the show.
Was he one of the original?
Back in the original run of the show, yeah. Not like early 90s VeggieTales, but he's definitely an OG crew member. Yeah, check out his pop art studios. Look up his website, and I think when you see some of the stuff he worked on, you'll be familiar with who he is and what he's done. But he sold me that for next to nothing. $12. I'm like, yeah, I think I can do $12. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man, that is a steal. You can't. Back in the day, you couldn't even get like a DVD for $12. Like an original.
You couldn't. No.
Oh my goodness, you lucky
Yeah,
devil.
he's a great guy.
Okay, so you have
He's a
those
great guy.
two. What other ones that you like? I get it that those are probably your favorite, but yeah.
Yeah, VeggieTown. Those are tough to come by. Vacation Bible School VHS tapes.
Oh.
I've got the majority of those, not all of them, but quite a few. And then the Blockbuster VHS tapes, the favorite stories tapes. You know about those?
I don't. Tell me about that. What is that?
Blockbuster would actually make, if you look them up, they're really weird looking. They would make compilation VHS tapes of 3 shows at a time, and they would call them, favorite stories tapes. You'd have Bob and Larry's favorite stories, you had Junior's favorite stories, and then they had one called Classics from the Crisper. I think there were 5 of them. Yeah, 5. They had 5 of them. And I've got a few of those, and those are possible to come by.
What is your personal favorite VeggieTales episode, and what is your favorite VeggieTales character?
Ooh. I make people mad when I say Jonah, because Jonah's not an episode. Jonah's a movie.
That's acceptable in my mind. It's a VeggieTales project. It's a solid
character, one. Man, I don't know. Of like the main cast, I mean, you can't go wrong with Bob and Larry. Mr. Lunt is hilarious.
Oh my
Junior's
gosh.
adorable. It just depends on what you're in the mood for, I guess. Of the side characters, I've always loved Dad Asparagus.
I do know at one point there was a time when I would have said, hands down, Mr. Lunt all the way, just because of how funny he is. Have you heard his Larry the Cucumber and Mr. Lunt commentary on Jonah?
I can't get enough of that.
You've heard it, yeah?
Oh, multiple times. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
probably
God.
hear it 1 or 2 times a year. I'll go back and revisit it.
Okay, so we're at our final segment of the show. This is quite the more audacious. On this show, we have a segment called Audio Ad Libs. Have you ever done improv at all?
I have done a lot of improv. Yeah.
Oh, that's great news. So, and you can say no to this, but on this show, we have an improv segment called Audio Ad Libs, where we're given a prompt, we ad lib it, and then I in post add sound effects and produce it and turn it into like a little mini Adventures in Odyssey type audio drama at the end.
For sure, I'm down for that.
You're down for that? Okay, cool. A future version of yourself calls you and gives you a warning, but all his warnings are really vague and not very helpful. That's the prompt for this one. Are you down?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, do you want to be the person who's calling, or do you want to be the future version, or do you want to be the original version?
Yeah, you know what? Let me be the future version.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Going about my... What is this? Who's this on my phone? What is this? Hello?
Who am I? I'm you.
You're...
I'm you from the future, Timothy.
What?
Timothy.
You're me?
The milk truck will not come at noon.
What?
In the Ides of March are little to behold in retrospect of the tall grass.
What?
Please bear this in mind. Heed my warning.
Okay. Okay, that was great. You did a great job. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being a part of this. I
got you. I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know either, but that was kind of the point. Well, Finn, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. Or, well, just me. Yeah. Until next time, I'm Tim, and thank you, Finn, for joining again. And this has been the Tim and Josh Show.